So we are working towards wrapping up our nonfiction book about the sun, moon, and earth. And hey, we know in a nonfiction book we need a glossary because a glossary gives the definition of those very important vocabulary words. Those vocabulary words help us to understand what the nonfiction book is about. And we have 3 that are really important for our reader to understand. The first one is revolve. And we know that the earth revolves around the sun. We also know that the moon revolves around the earth. Let's go back to that original picture that we used for our diagram. Remember this? This shows the earth revolving around the sun. It is going around in an orbit around the sun. It's following a path that it takes every year to go around the sun. So the earth revolves around the sun. It moves around the sun. Just like the moon revolves around the earth. See the moon's path? It goes around the earth. So for us to understand what's happening, we need, and for our reader to understand, we need to define that. Revolve means to move around in an orbit or a path around something. So you are going to type in that text box your definition of what revolve means. Make it clear. The second word we want to write about is rotate. We know that rotate means to spin on its axis. And going back to this one, we know that when I spin the earth, when I rotate the earth, oh, and I'm sorry, you can only see part of it because I'm just using one section of my screen, that rotation, that spinning of the earth is what's causing the sun and the moon to change positions. So we have to define that. We have to say that it spins on its axis. It's always spinning around that central point, that axis of the imaginary line that goes through the earth. So rotate means to spin. It takes 24 hours for the earth to rotate one full turn. 24 hours for it to rotate, and we call that a day. So on that other slide, let me get to it, we are defining the word rotate, to spin on its axis. And then our last vocabulary word is season. And a season is a part of the year, and it has the same weather patterns. So when we learned about the seasons, we learned that there's the summer, the fall or autumn, winter, and spring. And we know that they have the same weather patterns. Summer, it's hot. There's not as much rain. We can go outside. It's very, very warm. In fall, we know that our leaves change color, our plants start to die, and it starts to get cooler. Same weather pattern, right? During the fall. In the winter, we know that it's cold, and for us, it snows where we are, and everything is, all the leaves are dead, and everything sort of goes to sleep in nature. And then in the spring, we know that it's the same because everything starts to grow, and we start to see the sun more, and we get a lot of rain during that time. Those are the same weather patterns. So a season is the part of the year that has the same weather patterns. You need all of those definitions in your words for the glossary. They do not have to be complete sentences. Just make sure they're clear. Now, when you finish that part, don't forget to go back up to your table of contents, and we are going to write the glossary here for page 7.